Good morning, Montrose. I'm Tonya Maddox. I'm the publisher of the Montrose Daily Press. And guess what? In the MDP studios today, we have Black Canyon Gymnastics and owner KJ Almgren. You know, right before we started, I was like, KJ, how do I pronounce your last name? She goes, oh no, it's just KJ. So,
just kidding, boyfriend.
Yeah. Love it. Well, before we get started, I just want to do a shout out to Elevate Fiber. Elevate Fiber, thank you so much for sponsoring Montrose Matters. We cannot bring this programming to you all without the help of Elevate Fiber.
Yes, and thank you, Elevate. You're at my business.
Really?
Huge difference.
Okay, so how does that help the athletes?
Not the athletes. That's plain old business. Like, you know, we can run our bill finally without everything shutting down.
I'm just kidding. Because Elevate Fiber elevates everything, I figured they would help elevate the athletes at Black Canyon Gymnastics.
Put them on high speed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so these kids who are on high speed, you know, what are the ages? How do you all, at what age do you start training?
We have parent-taught classes starting at 18 months, and then this year we actually graduate 2 seniors who are 18 years old, so we span a pretty big age span there.
Okay, wait. 18 months? You have these little toddlers?
Yes, and the growth is just so dynamic. I mean, they'll come in and they don't even know how to run or jump, and all of a sudden they're just trying to get off the floor, and then you see just such huge progress, 2-foot jumping, running, climbing. It's just amazing.
Oh my goodness. I almost feel like I need to go back to Parenting 101 because I should have got Preston in, you know, gymnastics at 18 months.
Yes, best springboard sport on the planet.
That's wonderful. So the if they start at 18 months and you've got some that are graduating, you know, and they're 18 years old, have they stayed with your program all along, or what's the length?
You know, that's an interesting question. For one of them, she's never left gymnastics. She's been in gymnastics her entire life. And then for one of our other athletes, she's kind of come and gone. You know, she tried some cheerleading, she tried some dance, and now she's back to gymnastics. The program that these young ladies are in kind of allows for that. So the young lady who's been in and out, she's just competing floor right now. Okay. Where the other lady who's stayed in her entire career, she's competing as an all-around gymnast. Because when you leave the sport, it's so hard to catch back up.
Oh, I can't imagine.
You know, the strength just disappears, your flexibility disappears. So hands off to our athlete who's trying to come back on their senior year. But,
sure.
Yeah.
So, KJ, I got to know your story because you have been doing this you've owned the business for 16 years. Yeah. But you were a gymnast.
I was a gymnast, but I don't really like to say I was a gymnast. You know, I was just a recreational athlete, you know, mid-optional range skills, so, you know, layouts, fulls, stuff like that, but not like what our girls are throwing or anything like that. You know, they're so much more advanced than what I ever was. I just love this sport. I love the feeling that you get when you go upside down. I'm still one of those kids who are like, woo, that was really fun. So the strength that sport gives you, I just feel like you're 10 steps ahead of everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
And but in your career, you know, you're a homegrown girl who's teaching me all about Montrose, by the way. I'm born, raised here, left.
Don't say that out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's only 21 though. But you know, you left for a short period of time and went to Junction. Mm-hmm. You got a little more training there, but this sport has just been in your blood.
Yes. Oh, it has. I've had such amazing mentors. My coach, who encouraged me to always do other things as well, and then being a part of Kids Plex up in Grand Junction and learning so much more about gymnastics and the business part of gymnastics, and then being able to come back and having both of those sides, the Junction family and my Montrose family, Claire Flowers, supporting me through the business and helping me grow. It's just, I couldn't ask for better people to be on my side.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, you know, I was a cheerleader back in the day, and I'm not even going to tell you how back in the day that was. I can't say I was.
Do you want to show me a high kick or anything?
Okay, maybe later. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break, and Tonya's going to go down memory lane and tell her about the times that she was a cheerleader and wish that she was able to take gymnastics. But right now, let's take a quick break, and then when I get back, we'll talk about my kick.
Here in the heart of beautiful western Colorado, known for its unrivaled outdoor recreation, bountiful harvests, and unparalleled quality of life, changes are being made. Elevate Fiber is transforming the way we work, live, and play by creating exciting new opportunities for local families and businesses. Are you ready?
And welcome back, Montrose. I'm Tonya Maddox, the publisher of the Montrose Daily Press. And in the MDP studios, we are laughing it up with KJ, the owner of Black Canyon Gymnastics. So, she wanted me to do a kick. Sydney saved my life, all right? She reminded me I was on a stage and I was wearing high heels. So you will not see that kick today.
I encourage barefoot all the time.
Oh, darn. Sydney, you got to get me out of this, okay? So, you know what? I am looking at this swanky jacket of yours.
Yeah.
Is that Black Canyon Gymnastics swag?
Yes, hey, my booty right there, but yeah.
Look at that. Okay, Sydney, you're going to have to get a close-up of that. Great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How do I get one of those?
Well, you can't have one of these.
Oh.
You have to be on team for one of those, or the coach. But you could get a t-shirt because they're pretty awesome.
Sydney, what if I did like a little kick? Will that get me one?
Almost. If you could get a handstand, I might think about getting you one.
Goodness. Okay. So before you leave, I'm just gonna, take your coat and offer to get it dry cleaned for you. You may not get it back.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna say that. We were talking earlier about you being homegrown and coming back and just enjoying Montrose. What keeps you here, KJ? What keeps you with the Black Canyon Gymnastics having that location here when you can have it anywhere?
Well, first, I strongly believe we have the best jump-off spot for anything fun in the world. The mountains are right there, the river's right. Anything fun I want to do, I'm an hour away from. So I can't beat that. Also, my entire family is still here, and Silas's family, my husband, his family is still here. So, although there are such amazing places out there, which I still want to travel to, I'd still like to make my home base here because my parents are here and I'd like to be around as they age. They supported me this whole time and I want to be around to support them.
Love it. So it sounds like she's not going anywhere. So if you want to get your kids into Black Canyon Gymnastics, you still have an opportunity to do that.
Yes, many years left.
Yeah. But you say, you say that jokingly. You've owned it for 16 years, but Black Canyon Gymnastics has a long legacy here in Montrose.
It does. It started as ptarmigan tumblers, and it was upstairs at Friendship Hall in one of the rooms by the extension offices. And that's where my old coach ran out of. And then she owned the business for many years. And that woman is ageless. She looks the same today as she did when I was a gymnast. I mean, I don't know. I want that magic pill. So whatever she's taking, I'm going to use too. But when she was ready to retire, she called me and offered me the business. And that was a heavy decision because I didn't want to come back to Montrose at that time. I was that kid in high school who's always like, I'm getting out of Montrose and I'm never coming back. And then this opportunity arises and you really have to weigh, what am I? But it was such a great fit. When I came back, those struggles of owning your own business, plus being a new business owner, we talked about some uphill battles, and I feel like being so young when I started, it was so good to have voices of reason around me because I made such huge mistakes, and they were always there to build me back up and help me get back on the right path. So I couldn't be more thankful for them.
I'm so glad you brought that up because you have taken something that you loved and you were able to turn it into a business, and someone here in Montrose encouraged you to come back. You know, we have to keep opening doors for our young people who decide to leave, so that we give them an opportunity to come back, be successful, be a part of this community that they grew up in. So
Yes.
your mentor was, she not only did something special for Black Canyon Gymnastics, but she did something special for this community.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I encourage all of our athletes to leave. You know, you need to go to school, you need to experience a different world than Montrose. But what I'd like to have a community that they want to come back to, that we have jobs for them, that we have things for their kids to do. You know, this is, again, such a great spot, recreational-wise, community-wise, that I want to draw those kids back here at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk more about what you're passionate about, what it is you hope these girls will learn as life goes on for them.
Okay, great.
Welcome back to Montrose Matters. I'm Tonya Maddox, the publisher of the Daily Press, and in the MDP studios, I am sitting here laughing with KJ. She was good on this last break, I'll tell you. You know, she only had me do the splits once or twice. I won't be able to walk after this, so if you see me going down Main Street, we can blame KJ. But
Next break, we're working on your pull-up.
oh my goodness, Sydney, we're never taking another break. We're just going to keep going. But, you know, the reason why I could not do those splits is because I'm not as limber as the young ladies that you have in the gym there. But we were talking about the history of Black Canyon Gymnastics and how you've moved and the different locations it was in. Where are you now?
We are on Apollo Road, which is down from the old Mac, like you're going down to River Bottom Park.
Okay.
And that was a location that we picked and then built a building on. And that was such a process, learning how to navigate the city and doing all that. But I was just speaking to you about when I walk into my building, I don't just see, it's not my building. I look in and everything in that building was done by some sort of parent in our program, basically. And so I really feel like when I look out there, I see the Sandberg family, I see the Alford family, I see the Meeker family. I mean, I see all these families who supported our business growing and expanding to bring that to Montrose.
That's amazing. So you were telling me a story about there's a flag when
Yes.
you walk in, and that was donated by one of the families?
It sure was, you know, and here we are, big empty space, we're just trying to put it together. And this was a mad rush. We put the gym together in a weekend, which was, and the Richardsons, James and Cindy, such a huge help, helping us do that along with all the families that helped us move. But we're busting our butts trying to get this done in a weekend because I've got doors opening on Monday. And one of our families just came in and they were like looking at the wall and it's just this big open space. And the next week he came in with this ginormous flag of the United States. You know, it was just so beautiful. And he even had the spot picked out. He goes, this needs to go here. This needs to be up for all of your meets and for people to see. And it just fit. It just fit.
Oh, that's wonderful. Sydney, you're going on location. We've got to get a photo of that flag. So, you know, you look back at 16 years and you were talking about all the families. Tell me, is there an instance that over 16 years you probably have had an athlete who now has their own family that is coming to you?
Right. That if that doesn't make you feel old, I don't know what else does. But several of our kids have grown up, gone to school, started their families, and are back in our community, and their kids are now back in the program. And that makes me feel so good and old at the same time. But gosh, it just warms my heart. You know, I don't have.
This is what old looks like. I cannot wait to get old.
And I don't have kids of my own, so having them always come back. Like just this week, 3 of my athletes were home for spring break, and so they just popped into the gym to say hi, and they did a little workout. That makes my day.
I bet. Oh gosh. You know, KJ, I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for this community and what you continue to do and how you invest here. I was going to ask you what you're passionate about, but I think you're passionate about the community, the kids, and gymnastics, and probably in that order. But I'll let
you left out my dogs because they're kind of at the top of the list too.
Okay.
But
But you know, you are just, it's been fun getting to know you.
Thank
and we wish nothing but continued growth and prosperity for Black Canyon Gymnastics.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing for this community, and girls, keep doing those splits.
Thanks.
Thank you, KJ.
Thank you.